Thank you for your comments suggesting people we could include in Voices from the Past. Last week, Franco Walker suggested we feature Professor Stanley Unwin. What a great idea, we thought.
Oh, never, never, never.
Long gone, but not forgotten, Stanley Unwin was born in Pretoria, South Africa, in 1911. 3 years later, the family returned to England. He became a TV and film personality after he invented his own comic language, known as Unwinese. It was a corrupted form of English, where words were altered in playful and humorous ways. An LP called Rotatey Discers was released on the Pi label in 1961. One of the tracks featured Professor Unwin's unique version of the bedtime story Goldilocks.
Once a Polly Tito, Goldilocks Tritley How in the early Maudie, and she fallop down the steps.
On the same disc, Stanley Unwin had advice for hi-fi enthusiasts. But if you care about your expensive equipment, it's not advice you would want to take.
Oh, sacrilege, for the sliding needload or sapphire through the groovers of a disky right to the middling. Now, we have that which first sound emanale and goes fallop-a-doo. Listen for the echoed. Here we have a voice, slightly removed and ricochet back from a flat surfaces.
In 1961, Stanley Unwin was riding the crest of a wave, and he was invited to join the cast of the 5th Carry On film, Carry On Regardless.
Was that a job? What did he want?
New set of teeth by the sound of it.
Kenneth Williams, Sid James, and the others welcomed Stanley Unwin when he joined the Carry On team for Carry On Regardless. Back in the 1940s, Stanley Unwin became a BBC engineer. He was able to put his technical knowledge to advantage, training young BBC technicians to use audio mixing desks, which were known as Type A and, the later and some say improved, Type B. So, what was the difference between the two?
So really, it preceded that and it's part exchanging most on account of the cost of production. So really, we've got to work down to a very low cost on that, and we'll have the B. Have you heard of the B index mine, which is follow through?
Yes, of course. I thought we all knew that.
Well, that's going to be a much cheaper job and really do a fine job, I assure you. Oh, yes. But the thing is, through time, production of new raw materials, a lightweight emotion, a transformer thaw for the core weight, so that you can have it, you can stuff it in a rack for the solid fixie of a static thing, or make it a part exchange most for walking out into the field to do a job like that. Integration is coming to a very fine hoardie, that's the main thing. And, of course, the government-wide papers economics acts, which has suffered on account of television, so we've got to do that.
I'd like to have heard Stanley Unwin explain digital editing. In 1968, Stanley Unwin made it into the UK album charts as narrator on the Small Faces album, Ogden's Nut Gone Flake.
Now, after a little lapse of time, Stan became deep hungry in his tumload.
Stanley Unwin died at his home in Daventry in 2002 at the age of 90. Rather appropriately, his shared gravestone with his wife, Frances Anne, says, "Reunite in the heavenly abode. Deep joy." Who shall we feature in our next Voices from the Past? Please continue to let us have your suggestions.
They hadn't time to say you naughty girlage.